and now the ambassador for the Durban Youth Tournament. Good morning and welcome to AM News.
Thank you for having me.
Right now, it's quite a special day, and unfortunately, we can't really talk about your exploits on the soccer field. What we really came to talk about is this youth tournament that happens out in Durban over like a 2-week period, I believe. Let's get right into it. What about the tournament do people need to know? How does it work?
Yeah, like you said, my time is long over. now it's the time for a new generation, and this is what I'm so excited about. As you said, it's the second year running. It was very successful last year. And basically there's 6 European top academy teams coming out, under 19 as well, and they're going to be hosted by our very own national under 19 team and a select KwaZulu-Natal Academy team, which has been they've gone through rigorous trials over the last year to get this team. So it's going to you're going to be able to see the cream of the crop from KwaZulu-Natal in this take part in this tournament.
Now, some people don't know this, but you were part of an under-19 youth team as well that actually took part in something similar. How useful are these kind of tournaments to build our players up, to get to the point where they're competing against the best in the world, even in their senior years?
Yeah, I was very fortunate to be part of that generation, which was the Vision 2000, which was sponsored by Sasol. It was the first and probably the last time, unfortunately, that SAFA have signed off on a long-term plan. And we were together for 6 years, and during those 6 years, we managed to go to Toulon twice. It's a very prestigious national under-20 tournament. So we rubbed shoulders with the likes of Thierry Henry, Michael Owen, Steven Gerrard at a very young age. And so it was not only an eye-opener, but it gave you a massive confidence to be able to compete and go toe-to-toe against the likes of these players. I
can imagine, because obviously then there'd be no fear, which was clear when you were playing for the national team, as well as when you were playing for the PSL teams. There was no fear in you, like somebody comes at you, you've probably played against them already when you were 19, and you know how to deal with it.
Exactly, and when you've played a couple of, the importance of these youth tournaments is, some people criticize them for players playing too much football, but in actual fact, it's important for these youngsters to play intercontinental tournaments, etc., and qualify for junior tournaments so that when they hit senior level, they kind of hit the ground running, and they're not all starry-eyed and worried about going into a Nations Cup or World Cup qualifier.
Last year, the finalists were from Brazil and Portugal, Santos and Benfica, respectively. Is there a reason why they're not involved this year?
No, I think they just wanted to change it up a bit. They've had so much demand for this tournament that they decided to basically give other teams a chance to come down here and experience the welcome that they do get, the great weather that Durban normally shows off. And so they've just changed it up a bit. There was a strong Latino flair last year, but now strictly European.
No, I get that. And as you know, in the international arena, the best players pop up when they're 16 and 17. I'm talking about the likes of Rooney, Neymar, Messi, and by the time they get to their 20s, they're already established. Now, do you think South African players are ready to actually get into that space where at this young age, well, for some people that say they're fairly, they should be established already, but at 19, they pop up, and then by the time they're 22, they're actually part of the Bafana squad and they're doing well?
Yeah, I think South America and Europe have obviously been at it for 100 years. They've gone on it right, and they've been able to develop players at the ages of 18, 19 already who are playing senior football and for their national teams. And we are a little bit behind. I think we are still late developers. You look at most of the PSL and you find players 25, 26 making their debut season. Yeah. And that's got to change. And that's why this type of tournament is so vital, because under 19 is the missing link between junior football and senior football.
Matthew, just last 2 questions, and I'm going to ask that we be brief on them because I've just been told that we're getting to the top of the hour very shortly. Is it soccer, only soccer during the week, or are there other things that these players are going to be involved in and around Durban?
No, I think it's critical, and it's fantastic that organisers have put emphasis on CSI projects. So during their free days, all the teams will be involved in community projects, coaching amateur teams and getting involved in the community. And it's important at that age they already start to learn that it's not all about football.
Very important, yeah, because a lot of people are talking about the skills, the life skills that football players sometimes miss in their development, and I think it's very good that this is part of the thing as well. Now, the format of the tournament, it starts on the 29th and finishes in the second week of August?
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to go down tomorrow to Durban. Kicks off on the 29th. The final is on the 8th at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, so it will be spread over King Zwelithini and Princess Magogo, so there's more than enough chance for everybody down in Durban to go and support our lads.
No, fantastic. Now, anybody who wants to know about it, there's a website they can go to, I'm sure. Is there something we can give them to tap into?
No, I'm not aware of the website. Unfortunately, I don't have that information. But yeah, it will be on social media. I'm sure there is a website. And
yeah, we'll make sure that in the next bulletin we will put it out there. And just for you, and I hope we get to see you and speak to you again, because it's a long way for a boy from Fishhook to have travelled around the world, because that is exactly where Matthew Booth is from, in case you didn't know. And he's played against the best of the best in the world and represented Bafana Bafana. And here he is talking to us. Thank you very much for coming through, Matthew.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Now, fantastic. Now we'll be back with more news.